Why Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said GST exemptions will make COVID-19 suppliers costlier. Nirmala Sitharaman has argued that if GST exemption is granted for domestic supplies and commercial imports of COVID-related drugs, vaccines and oxygen concentrators, manufacturers would not be able to offset the taxes paid on inputs and pass it to consumers in terms of higher prices. Responding to West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeking GST exemptions on COVID-19 vaccines and supplies, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman Sunday said such exemptions on domestic supplies and commercial imports would make these items costlier for consumers. So what are the taxes levied currently on these items? At present, 5% GST is levied on domestic suppliers and commercial imports of vaccines, while COVID drugs and oxygen concentrators attract 12% GST. What did the West Bengal Chief Minister ask for? Banerjee, in her letter dated May 9 to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, said many organizations, individuals and agencies which are engaged in donation of COVID related drugs, oxygen concentrators, cylinders, cryogenic storage tanks and tank containers have approached the state government to consider exemption of these items from customs duty, state GST, SGST, central GST, CGST, integrated GST, IGST. As the rate structure falls under the purview of the central government, I would request that these items may be exempted from GST, customs duty and other such duties and taxes to help remove supply constraints of the above mentioned life-saving drugs and equipment and contribute towards effective management of COVID-19 pandemic, her letter stated. So what is the FM's argument against granting an exemption? The Finance Ministry has argued that if GST exemption is granted for domestic supplies and commercial inputs for COVID-related drugs, vaccines and oxygen concentrators, manufacturers will not be able to offset the taxes paid on inputs and pass it to consumers in terms of higher prices. If full exemption from GST is given, vaccine manufacturers would not be able to offset their input taxes and would have passed them on to end consumer citizen by increasing the prices. A 5% GST rate ensures that the manufacturer is able to utilize ITC, input tax credit, and in case of overflow of ITC, claimed refund. Hence, exemption to vaccine from GST would be counterproductive without benefiting the consumer, Sitharaman posted on Twitter. In fact, the nominal 5% GST is in the interest of the domestic manufacturer of vaccine and in the interest of citizens, Sitharaman said. How much comes in the levies and is shared? Sitharaman gave details of the tax sharing accruing to the state from the GST levied on items. She said if the GST is rupees 100 is collected on an item, states and center get rupees 50 each as GST and CGST respectively, in addition to 41% of the CGST revenue, and is transferred states as devolution. So out of a collection of rupees 100, as much as rupees 70.50 is the share of the states, she said. Of the GST revenue collected from sale of vaccine, the Finance Minister said that half of the amount is earned by the center and the other half by states. Along with 41% of center's collection also get devolved to states, resulting in almost 70% of the total revenue collected from vaccines being given to states. Sitharaman said that these items are already exempted from customs duty and health cess. Also, IGST exemption is provided for all COVID relief material imported by the Indian Red Cross for free distribution in the country, along with goods which are imported free of cost for free distribution in the country by any entity, state government, relief agency or autonomous body on the basis of certificate issued by a state government. The government has also provided full exemption from basic customs duty and health cess to their commercial imports, he said. Thank you.